From Chris TV, this is 6 News at 6.
Vice President Mike Pence joined Texas Governor Greg Abbott in Rockport today to mark the one-year anniversary of Hurricane Harvey.
And you'll hear what the vice president had to say when he spoke to a gathering at the First Baptist Church there in Rockport.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. Vice President Pence was here in the Coastal Bend today, of course, marking nearly 1 year now since Hurricane Harvey made landfall.
Now, after his entourage was greeted at the airport, the vice president headed over to the Rockport area for a first-hand look at progress of recovery efforts there. We have team coverage of the Pence visit, and we begin with our Greg Chandler. He was in Rockport with the vice president earlier today, and he's with us now here in the studio. Greg.
Lee, in Rockport, the vice president visited First Baptist Church. Now, this wasn't a random visit. You see, Mr. Pence visited First Baptist last August, just days after Hurricane Harvey. And the vice president described what he saw there today as inspiring.
Thank you for your inspiring example. You've truly inspired the nation.
Nearly 12 months after his last visit, Vice President Mike Pence was back in Rockport Wednesday, back at the First Baptist Church, where the vice president helped with cleanup efforts a year ago. This time, however, he brought a message of praise.
I know I speak for the president, and I know I speak for your governor when I say we are more proud than any other aspect of this by the volunteer effort of the good and caring and faith-filled people of Texas.
The vice president and Governor Greg Abbott met with officials from FEMA, as well as other agencies on the ground in the days and weeks following the storm.
I have never been prouder.
Governor Abbott told the crowd he wasn't surprised by their response because helping one another in times of crisis is what Texans do.
In typical Texas fashion, this enormous challenge actually brought us together. And it's my firm belief that the reason why we were brought together is because you and our fellow Texans have been guided by the grace of God.
The winds blew and beat against the house, the rain fell, the flood waters rose, and yet it did not fall because it was built upon the rock.
Now, also during his visit, the vice president was briefed on the Harvey recovery efforts, as well as work that still needs to be done in the area. Lee?